What's up guys, my name's Jackson, for those of you that haven't tuned into the channel yet. In this video, I'm gonna be giving you 5 tips I wish I had known before I started filming lacrosse. Let's get it. Tip number 1 is stabilize your footage. It is the most important element of a quality clip is stability. There's a theory that you need 3 points of contact to stabilize any shot in video. And a really good way to explain this is you've got this guy here with 1 point of contact and it falls over. If you open this up, and you create 3 points of contact and it stays, it's not going anywhere, right? So that's how tripods essentially work, and that's why tripods are the most common form of stabilizing footage. The trade-off is that you've got a big tripod and you can't really move around. You can move around, you can pick it up and move it around. I just don't like it. I hate having gear, I hate having equipment. I will not use a tripod if I don't have to. Another common way that you see is a gimbal, which I personally think if you're making a short film, if you're making car edits, I'm still probably just gonna use my handheld stuff because I know how to stabilize my handheld shots. This was something that I thought I needed for a long time and I really don't. It kind of collects dust for me. Not the case for everybody. There are people that love gimbals. I'm just personally not one of them. So what I do is kind of crazy. So this actually came on my gimbal, this little tripod foot thing. Screw it into the bottom of my camera, create these feet, and then I'll take one of the feet and I'll put it in my shoulder here. I'll take the other one and it'll sit under my wrist, and then the last one will sit under my other wrist. Then when I'm in my eye cup, which I actually don't have on this camera, it's on my nicer one, that will give me 4 points of contact, and my hand is also in the perfect position to still be able to manually focus and zoom. It works for me. It's kind of crazy. Filming lacrosse like that is the most fun. I have a very overactive mind. I have really bad ADHD. Filming lacrosse inside the viewfinder for me is one of the only moments where I feel like an extreme feeling of peace. Nothing else matters. I could be having like, my life could be in a shambles, but if I'm filming a lacrosse game in the viewfinder, tracking the ball, I feel good. I feel great. I don't know what it is about it, and that's why I don't film any other sports now. No other sport gave me that feeling. The trade-off is that I'm using my spine as the ball head or the tripod element, if that makes sense. My back hurts, bro. That's just something to keep in mind if you're planning on doing this for your whole life. I like my life hard. I like my life challenging. I think challenge breeds like the best results. It's not gonna work for everyone. It is pretty insane, but I've had a lot of people ask me on the field like, dude, how do you film handheld? And that leads me into point number 2, and that is understanding your camera system. The reason that I'm able to shoot handheld is because I'm on the Panasonic GH-6, which is a micro four thirds sensor. It has the best in-body stabilization of any camera system on the market. The trade-off is I have terrible low light and I have terrible autofocus. But if I know that I'm never in low light situations, I'm shooting lacrosse and it's almost always outdoors. So low light isn't a problem for me. Well, the autofocus is bad. It's like, okay, yeah, that was a problem for me back in the day, but I quickly learned how to shoot manual. It's considered a weakness because its low light is so bad, its autofocus is so bad, and they are, but for me, those are 2 strengths. I'll gladly take the crappy autofocus all day for the in-body stabilization that I get, right? It took me a long time to understand that weaknesses on one camera system are actually strengths on another, depending on what you do. The sooner you find out what your niche is, the sooner that you can start to apply specific strengths and weaknesses from certain systems to your work. That is where you will start to shine. I spent a lot of time in gear fear. I spent a lot of time like, oh, I gotta get this lens, I gotta get this lens, or using converters so that I could use a Canon lens on my, like, don't. So tip number 3 is going to be choose your angle. What are some things that videographers are missing when they're talking about how to film lacrosse? And the number 1 comment I saw was you guys asking, what angle should I get? So yesterday I was at a game and I took a shot of this angle to show you guys what that looks like. I think it's a great starting angle for lacrosse. I think you're gonna get a lot of clips. You're gonna be able to see the ball go in. The more parallel you get with the goal, the harder it is going to be to track the ball there. If you're talking about a football field, the 40, 50, and the 30 are the sweet spots. So playing off that, tip number 4 is going to be move with your feet. Zoom with your feet, change your angles. Especially if you're part of a media team or a crew that's working with one school and you guys are all sitting in the same spot, shooting the same angle. move around, spread out, tell a different story with different angles. Another part of that is if you are going to move to the opposing sideline, don't chirp, don't be a fan. If you want to film and, you know, chirp behind the camera and yell like da-da-da, this might be an L take, but go sit in the stands. You have a responsibility to capture the game in an objective manner until you get home, and then let your edit speak. So number 5 is gonna be get to know the players, right? With lacrosse, you have no idea what's gonna happen. And being more prepared subconsciously as you're filming, because you are getting used to and dialed in with these players, will make it better. Like Ike Steidl, for instance, he's throwing tons of fakes. I don't get burned on his fakes anymore because I've been filming him since he was a kid. Those are the kind of things where filming AAU tournaments, those are going to help you get better at filming lacrosse. Little extra tip, I spent a lot of time just sitting in my backyard filming bees move around from flowers. Thinking about it now, I really think that that did help me get a grasp on filming these kind of weird, unpredictable things with a telephoto lens. Any point in any of these videos, if you guys have any questions, something you want me to touch on, please leave it. Planning on talking about camera systems, how they work, basically helping you understand cameras better so that you're able to get better results no matter what you're filming on. So stay tuned for that video in the next few days, and I will see you guys in the next one.